Yeah. Syntax of the go to statement is go to label. Go to label. That means whatever the name, label name we write after the go to statement, it will search for that label in the program and it will go there. Directly it will go to the wherever the label is. Yeah, the label may be in the upper side of the code or in the bottom side of the code, right? So anywhere, wherever may be the label, so to that place it will go. By watching this, can you tell me which site GoTo will send us? GoTo will send the execution order. It's not possible. Example, for statement is there, for condition will be there, increment, decrement, initialization will be there, and body will be there. Whenever the for condition is right, so the body will be executed. Whereas whenever the condition is wrong, we will go out of the for loop, we'll go to the next of for loop. Right. There is a clarity that if condition is false, we'll go to the next of for. The same way while is there. Whenever while condition is false, sir, voice is not audible. Yeah, I'm using this voice. Should I keep like this? Is this clear now? Rajashri. Rajashri. Is this clear now? Voice is clear? Yeah. Then Rajashri, you look after your internet speed. Right. Right. Kavya, okay. Sanjana, okay. Right. Now see, my go-to label is the syntax of the go-to statement. Go-to followed by whatever the symbol we write, and it will search for that symbol in the entire program. That symbol may be above the go-to statement or below the go-to statement. That means it may be in the upper part of the program or in the bottom side of the program. So we don't know which side we will move if we use the go-to. It's not possible to tell which side we will move, right? Whereas, for example, while statement is there. Yeah, we will discuss. We'll discuss. Kirtana will discuss. Right. So now, yeah, few theory questions we'll discuss, followed by recursion is there. One of the important topic, we'll discuss that. Right. Actually, I asked for the MS Office. One of our colleague is going to give tomorrow or day after tomorrow, because we need editing facility if you want to discuss the recursion. Right, we'll discuss the recursion for at least 1 week. Is this okay? Right. Now, go to statement, go to label will be there. So where label may be anywhere in the program, maybe in the top side or maybe in the bottom side of the go to statement. So now simply without some watching, that means you can't tell whether it will go to the top side or bottom side when we use the go to statement. Whereas if you use for, if for condition is right, body of the for loop will be executed. If the for condition is false, body will be skipped and will go to the next of the for. So there is a clarity. If for is right, we will go into the body of the for. If for is wrong, condition is wrong, then we'll go out of the for and we'll go to the downside of the code. We are sure that. Whereas the same way, while is also same thing. While if condition is right, we'll execute the body of the while. Whereas if the while condition is false, we'll go down to the after while. After while, right? Now do while also same thing. In the do while, condition will be tested at the end, and if that condition is right, again we'll go to the do place. Do will be in the top side, and that will be executed. Again we'll come to the while condition. If while is false, we'll go to the next of while. So in this way we have a proper clarity whether we are going to the next of the condition or we are going into the body of that loop. Same in the same way, if also same thing. If condition is right, body of the true part, if body true part will be executed, and if that condition is false, false part will be executed, and similarly next we'll go to the next of if condition. Whatever the next statement is there after if, will go to that statement. But whereas if we use go to statement, we don't have that clarity. We don't have that clarity. Go to may take us to the top upper side or may take us to the bottom side. Yeah, this is clear. Go to a label we will write. Go label is like a variable name. Any name we can use. No need of defining that name. Simply we can use any name, which is not used in the 1 minute. Hello. Yes, sir. Yeah, who is this? I'll talk to you later. I'm in class. I'm teaching class now. Right. So now go to, there is no clarity to which side we are going to move. So the first statement is wrong. Use of go to enhances the logical clarity is wrong. Now use of go to make the debugging task easier. This is also wrong. Debugging means when we get any error, again checking the program and looking for where the mistakes are. So that also not right. Use of go to when we want to jump out of the nested loop. Yes, this is right. To come out from one loop, we will use break statement. To come out from one loop, we will use the break statement. Now, whereas there is a while, and in that while, again one more while is there. While in that while, one more while is there. Inner loop. So when you are in inner loop and based on some condition, if you want to come out from the inner loop, it's not possible. Using break, you can't come out from the two loops. You can break only one loop if you use break statement. Whereas if you want to come out from the inner loops, not only one, it may be the nested third loop, fourth loop, or even the 10th loop. Go to will give us a facility to come out from the all inner loop to the out of loop. So now go to is used only in special cases like that inner loops. So this third statement is right. Go to will give us a facility to come out from the inner loops. From all the loops, you can come out. Whereas if you want to come out from only one loop, one inner loop, then we can go for the break statement, right? So now go to is used very rarely based on the requirements. I don't say don't use go to, but in some places go to is essential. Okay. Yeah, most of the teachers or most of the normal textbooks will write don't use go to. You can't say like that. Don't use go to is a wrong statement. Use go to wherever it is necessary. Yeah, syntax for go to is go to a name, any name, whatever the name you want to give, you can give any name, and that name will be treated as a label. Yeah, rules for that name are whatever the name rules are there to the variable names, same rule will be there. Same rule will be there. That is, for example, yeah, it should start with any alphabet and it may have only numbers and one underscore is allowed. No special symbols are allowed in the name and need not define that name. Label name is need not define. For example, go to L1. L1 is my label. L1 is my label. So now go to L1, we can write and wherever L1 is there, to that place the execution will go. Once this go to is executed. And no doubt at all, go to will be used based on some condition. Generally, if condition. If this condition is right, then execute the go to. Directly go to, nobody will write. Right? So, yeah, go to, if you use go to directly, always whenever you come to that place, it will send us to the wherever the label is there. So you cannot use the go to directly. If you use go to directly, if you are going down, always the code will be skipped. If you are going up, it will become the infinite loop. It will become the infinite loop. Yeah, one more thing what we can do using go to is go to and if we can form the loops. How? For example, above the if statement, we have five, six statements. We want to execute them for several times. Example. So now we will write if condition below those 5, 6 statements. And if that condition is right, we will use the go to statement to the label, and above 5 statements, before that we will write a label. So simply, if this condition is right, and go-to will be executed, and we'll go to the label. Label is above the 5 statement, assuming. Again, those 5 statements will be executed, and condition will be tested, and again go-to will be executed. It will go to the 5 statements above. And whenever this condition is false, we can come out. So the thing here is, using goto and if, we can form the loops. We can form the loops. Of course, they don't look beautiful like for or while. For or while are very clear, and whereas using if and goto, if we create a loop, it won't look good. The only thing we can create, should we need to declare name of goto? No, not required. That's what I told. Label of goto is not required to define. Directly you can use. Directly you can use without defining the label. You need not define. You shouldn't define. If you define, that will become some type. So go to L1. L1 is my label. Or go to down. Down is my label. Go to up. Up is my label. Go to some XYZ. XYZ is the label. Okay. Label shouldn't be used for any other purpose if you are using that as label. Right? This is clear? Right. We'll go to the next program. Yeah. Which is true of conditional compilation. Conditional compilation, yeah, these are not related to the C. It is taken care of by the compiler. The setting of the compiler option. I think it is a preprocessor. We will see them. We'll see some questions later on. C was primarily developed as general purpose language only. Yeah, we will we'll go through the programs. Some questions will be discussed later. C is high-level language with some low-level features. This is the right answer. Yeah, it is high-level language, and using C we can write some chip-level coding. So low-level programming we can write using C language. That's the reason it is the high-level language with some low-level features, right? Yeah, I'll note down which programs are discussed, and then later on we'll discuss the one which are skipped if it is required to. Even if a particular implementation, yeah, this is a file I just entered all the data of MCQ given by the Williams J. Thompson, I think. The minimum number of temporary variables needed. Yeah, we'll see this question. Minimum number of variables to exchange two variables values. Minimum number of extra variables. Yeah. One of your classmates wrote it is 0. 0 is the right answer. No need of temporary variable. Users write A is equal A plus B, followed by B is equal A minus B, followed by A is equal A minus B. You write these statements, a values will be exchanged. Not only this, even with the division operation, we can do. Not only with the division operation, even with that exclusive OR operations we can do. Bitwise operators also we can do. So in 3 ways we can do. So extra variable is not required. D is the right answer. To exchange two variables values, extra variable is not required. That is, in A we have say 10, and in B we have say 20. So now to exchange AB values, additional variable is not required. Temporary variable is not required. Simply you write A is equal A plus B, so it will become 10 plus 20, 30. So A will become 30. So now B is equal A minus B. So A is 30, 30 minus 20. So it will become 10. So that 10 will be stored into the B. 10 will be stored into the B. So now again A is equal to A minus B. So A is 30 and B is 10. So 30 minus 10 is 20. So 20 will come into A. So now A will get 20 and B will get 10. Exchange happened without extra variable. Listen to me. A is equal to A plus B. B is equal to A minus B. And A is equal A minus B. Now see here, is this visible to you? Whatever the modifications I'm doing, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. So now, yes, is this visible? Which I am writing? Yeah, that's good. So we can write here. So now A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. So now A is equal A plus B. So it will become 30. It will become 30. So now again B is equal A minus B. A minus B. So it is already A is 30. 30 minus 20. So that will become 10. 30 minus 20 is 10. So B will become 10. So now A is equal A minus B. A minus B. So now A is 30, B is 10. So 30 minus 10 is 20. Finally, A got 20 and B got 10. So values are exchanged. Values are exchanged. Yeah, we can also do by using multiplication operator. Multiplication operator. So this is by using the addition and subtraction. Multiplication and division also we can do. Now same thing we can do. You see here, say A is same A is equal 10 and B is equal 20. So now A is equal A into B. A into B. Now A is equal A into B will give us 200. Will give us 200. Now B is equal A by B. A is 200 and B is 20. So 200 by 20 will result in 10. So now again A is equal A by B. A by B. So now A is 200. 200 by 10 is 20. Because B is 10. So we will get, yeah, even with exclusive OR operators, we can get. We can get. So now without extra variable, we can exchange values of two variables. And yeah, that's the answer. So D is the answer. The thing which we have to remember is, even though we have a way to exchange two variables values without extra variable, but the cost of operations are very high. Example, say we have to add two numbers. Santosh Goleko. So now we have to add one time and we have to subtract two times, as well as the equal operation is there. So cost of operations is very much high when compared to the temporary variable and exchange. See, if temporary variable is there, T is equal A, and then A is equal B, and then B is equal T. So now only equal operator is used to exchange the values if we use extra variable. If we use extra variable, just equal. That means take the value of one variable into other variable. Only 3 times equal operation is done. Whereas without using extra variable, either we have to do addition and subtraction, or we have to do multiplication and division. Sir, when supply exams are conducted? Okay. You ask the examination branch. I don't know. Right. So listen these questions. That will be good to you. Yeah. Now, exchange is possible without extra variable. Exchange is possible without extra variable, but the cost of operations are very much high. So use extra variable and do the exchange whenever required. Right. Now, purpose of the following code. Yeah, this is what we have seen in the earlier. B is equal, yeah, actually BSB in the left side became capital, but they are not capital. Because of the first letter, they became capital. Actually, small b, small s, and small b should be there. And because of this, you write any word in the starting and press enter key or space, the starting character will become the capital because of the settings and this MS. What's it called? PPT. Right, yeah, somebody wrote a condition. If condition print hello else. Hey, if you want any questions, you please post it to me. I'm sure that I will discuss them. We'll discuss them. Right, this is the same thing. Exchange of two variables values will happen without extra variable that we have done in the earlier program. There we used AB. Here it is S and B are written. So now exchange, this swap of the contents of S and B will be done. Option C is the right answer. Option C is the right answer. Now the next one is yeah. Yeah, this code is not clear, but we have to try. Find int x into y. Return x less than y. What? If the value of x less than y is true, 0 will be returned. Otherwise, x minus 1 will be x minus y will be returned. Let a be or two non-negative integers. The call find a, find ab can be used to find. Yeah, 2 times call is there. What will come? You take the examples. The sample is 3 examples we have to take. One is a greater value, B small value. Another is a and b are equal. And one more example is a is small and b is great. So three examples we have to see. First, we will see. Yeah, it will give either minimum or maximum or difference. We don't know. We have to check them. We have to check them. So first inner one will be executed. We will take 5 and 10. A is 5, B is 10. A is 5, B is 10. So we'll go to the find function, and value of x is 5 and value of y is 10. So come to the x less than y. This is true. If x less than y is true, because 5 less than 10 is true, return 0 will be returned. So 0 will come there in the place of find. 0 will come there. If a less than b is right, 0 will come there. So now again a is 5 and this find returned the 0. So now 5 and 0 will be sent. X is 5 and y is 0. So come to the condition 5 less than 0. It's not right. We'll go to the 5 minus y. Y is 0. In this case, y is 0. So now 5 minus 0 will return us the 5. Will return us the 5. Simply, it's a small number compared to the 5 and 10. Compared to the 5 and 10, it's a small number. So now we'll see the another one. Maybe small or maybe the difference, because that small and difference both are equal. Actually, we have to take the different example, like 7 and 10 or 7 and 12. We took 5 and 10, the difference and the smallest both are same. So this may confuse us. We'll take the other example. Instead of 5 and 10, we'll take 7 and 12. 7 and 12. So now x is a is 7, b is 12, a is 7 and b is 12. So now we'll go to the find function. We'll go to the find function. So now in the find function, this x will get 7 and y will get 12. Instead of 5 and 10, I took the other example, other two values. So now 7 and 12 are the values we took. Now x is 7, y is 12. 7 less than 12 is right. So if that is right, 0 will be returned. So 0 will come in the place of find AB, inner one. Inner one. So now 0 is there. Now again outer find 7, 0. 7, 0. So now again we'll go, x will become 7 and y will become 0. So now come to the condition. So now 7 less than 0 is not right. We'll go to the else part. In the else part, x minus y. Again, 7 minus 0 will be returned. So we'll get 7. Simply, I think this is returning smallest value. Yeah, we'll check for the other combination, 12 and 7. So now A is 12 and B is 7. So we'll go to the function, find x comma into y. So now x is 12 and y is 7. Now testing will happen, x less than y, testing will happen. So now 12 less than 7 is not right. It's not right. So we'll go to the right side one, that is the second one, x minus y will be happened there. So now it is returning 12 minus 7. So 5 will be returned by that function. By that function. Find inner AB will return 5. So now find A comma that result. So A is 12. A is 12 and result is 5. Again we'll go to the find function. So now x is 12, y is 5. So we'll come to the condition again, x less than y. This is true. X less than y, 12 less than 5 is not true. Again we'll go to the else part. So 12 minus 5. 12 minus 5 is 7. So now 7 will be returned by the outer find function. So simply smallest is identified. 7 is the smallest one. Whether you take 7 and 12 or 12 and 7, in both the cases, 7 is the returned value. Simply this code will return smallest value out of two values. This code will return smallest value out of two values. Yes, somebody wrote the answer. That's right. Minimum of AB. Minimum of AB. Right? Come to the next question. Yeah. Let AB be two non-negative integers. Which of the following calls finds the positive difference of AB? Will you try? You have to analyze all four, then you have to answer. Just by watching the, yeah, it's a continuation of find. Where is the find function? I think above find function we have to use. This find function we have to use. The 8th questions find functions we have to use. So the 8th questions find function will give us smallest value. Will give us smallest value. So now what we want? We want which of the following finds a positive difference? Positive difference. Find A, find AB. Find A, find AB. We got smallest and find BA. Both this is the smallest plus smallest. First one. First one is smallest plus smallest. Positive difference of AB. Now, how can you say that it's a positive difference? No. No, we can't say. Find AB will give the minimum value from AB. Minimum or find AB will give. Yeah, I think if we give first greatest and second smallest, we'll see the code. Yeah, this find will see. If x less than y, it will return 0. That means if x is smallest, it will return 0. If x is not smallest, x minus y, the difference will come. Positive difference will come. Right. So now here, the first one, yeah, assuming that same 12 and 7 and 12. So now 7 less than 12 is right. So 0 will be returned from the first find. First find, and this second find, 12 less than 7 is right. 12 less than 7 is not right. We'll get the difference. So the difference is we'll get 5. Yeah, this first one will give us the positive difference between the two numbers. That means if we have 7 and 12, we'll get 5. And even if we have 5 and 7 and 12, we'll get 5. and 12 and 7 also will get 5. In both the ways, we'll get the 5. Why? Because in the function, if first value less than second value, if first value less than second value, 0 will be returned. If second value less than first value, difference will be returned. So that's what written there. So the option A will give us the positive difference. Yeah. Now question number 10. If integer needs 2 bytes of storage, then the maximum value of an unsigned integer is unsigned integer. So the maximum value which we can store into, you take the smallest number of bits. That will be good. If it is 4-bit number, what is the maximum value? 1, 1, 1, 1. 4 ones. 4 ones equivalent is 15, which is nothing but 2 power 4 minus 1. 2 power 4 result, that result minus 1. So 2 power 4 is 16. 16 minus 1 is 15. So 4 ones means 15. Whereas if you have 16 bits, 2 power 16 minus 1. 2 power 16, this small 16 is actually the power of 2. Power of 2. Okay, here I think I'm unable to write it as the power. So that's why written as small. So now 2 power 16 minus 1 is the right answer. That minus 1 is not to the 16. 2 power 16, that result will come 65,567 or 57. You do it, you calculate it, you will get the right answer, right value. So 2 power 16, some value will come. So that value minus 1. 2 power 16 value will come. That value minus 1 will be the result. So the A is the right answer if it is unsigned. It is mentioned that it is unsigned. So that's the maximum value. 0 is the smallest value. So simply 0 to 2 power 16, the result minus 1 will be the answer. Right? Yeah, is this clear? A is the right answer. Yeah, somebody wrote C. 2 power 16, yeah, 0 will be there. Actually, 2 power 16 combinations will be there. 2 power 16 combinations will be there. And the first combination is a 0. To 2 power 16, the result minus 1. Right? Even if it is only 4 bits, total 2 power 4, 16 combinations will be there. So 0 to 15. 0 to 15, total 16 combinations will be there. Right? So now total combinations will be 2 power the number of bits, but number starts from 0. That's why it is the result is 2 power number of bits, the result minus 1. Right? If integer needs 2 byte storage, then the maximum value of signed integer. Signed 1 bit for the sign, 1 bit for the sign, and remaining 15 bits will be there. So the value will be positive 2 power 15 minus 1. That's the maximum value which we can store into positive 2 bytes area. Right? So if you have 16 bits, 1 bit for the sign, or simply that will be stored in the 2's complemented form. 2's complemented form. That you will understand if you go through the computer organization and architecture. So now the maximum value which we can store signed into the 2 bytes is 2 power 15. 1 bit is for sign. 2 power 15 minus 1. That result minus 1. It is 32,767. 32,767. Or as per the result written here, it is B. 2 power 15 minus 1. And the smallest value is minus 2 power 15. Minus 2 power 15. It is minus 32,768. You know why we got 768 in the negative side? There is no minus 0. Instead of minus 0, minus 32,768 will come to us. Right? Otherwise, yeah, positive 0, negative 0 will not be there. But whereas all numbers will have positive and negative. Minus 1 will be there, plus 1 will be there. Only 0, there is no negative, only 0 will be there, and that will be treated as the positive number. Now, yeah, this you have to tell, because we have discussed some examples of this type. Printf %d, printf within the double quotes Tim. Without going through the outputs, you have to give the answer. Printf %d, printf Tim. So now first inner printf will be executed. Inner printf will be executed. Inner printf will give us TIM. Yeah, some answers I got. Varun Raj and some Shreya. Yeah, right answers. C6. So now inner printf will give us the word Tim, TIM, and followed by the printf will return how many characters are printed by that printf statement. So now 3 characters are printed. 3 characters are printed, and Tim followed by that 3 will be printed by the outer printf statement. So now we'll get the Tim 3. Whereas if you give space here, 1 space after Tim, you know what will come? Tim space 4 will come. If you don't give space, Tim followed by 3 will come without space. Whereas if we give space in the inner printf statement after Tim, so now Tim followed by space followed by 4 will come. Even the space will be counted. So I'm deleting the space. Whatever is there, we'll discuss that. So now Tim 3 is the output. Tim 3 is the output. Now, yeah, if ABC is the input, then the following program fragment. ABC is the input. Yeah, I think error. I'll go through it once again and then I'll give you. Otherwise, maybe 3. Otherwise, maybe 3. I'll check it once. Yeah, some program from the internet which are given by the care, put care, get care, if AB are the inputs. I will see them later. Slash and percentage. AB are 2 per which of the following is equal to size is not less than size of float. Yeah. Are these good, or are you expecting the normal programs? Shall we discuss outputs like this or the normal programs? We can discuss directly programs also by taking one program. You want both? It's good. Number 16 one. What is normal one? Normal means K5. You want programs like this to discuss? Just outputs discussion? Both. Okay. You're expecting both. Right. Section A students. Section A students. Yeah, I think while explaining the output related concept also I'm explaining, I think. Example GoTo is there. What is GoTo? We are discussing, followed by what answer will come for this question. Nobody is there from section A? Yes, sir. Outputs are more efficient. Kirtana, good. You know, in the final placements time, you will get this type of questions only. And those questions are collected from the different companies' placements and different sites, which we have discussed in the last 3 weeks, not today's. And today's is Timothy J. Williams, multiple choice questions. A book is there, and a computer science book. And from I think around 10-12 subjects, only all of you must buy it. Maybe around 200-300 maybe there. And from all subjects, you will find only the outputs questions like this type of one. One which I have shared now. Timothy J. Williams. MCQ Timothy J. Williams. Multiple choice questions. Computer science. Timothy J. Williams. You type in the Google, you'll get it. Multiple choice questions. Computer science. Timothy J. Williams. Total around 8-10 textbooks. Quiz questions will be there. And all of you must go through them. Timothy J. Williams. Right. It is 12:40. I'm closing. You can go and attend the other class.